Who does a nuclear family benefit? Really, truly, capitalism and nothing else. I'm going to say it right loud. Nuclear families only benefit capitalism. They don't benefit the people. Miss Badu was on The Breakfast Club recently, and I absolutely loved her interview. She had bars. She had a word for us today, ladies. And I'm not sure if the interview was today or whatever the day was, but I happened to see it across my timeline today, where she was, someone made a clip about having multiple baby daddies. And girl, that one definitely spoke to me. Having but one baby daddy, right? That one actually really spoke to me because it was it's very eye-opening. If you haven't seen the interview of Miss Erykah Badu on The Breakfast Club, then go and watch it. Go and watch it. I'm going to have to go and watch it. I have not seen the whole thing yet, but that clip has me sold. I'm going to have to go and watch it. So this is our reminder. We're going to go and watch the interview. But anyway, so
we are not going to watch that interview. Nevertheless, I found an article that details what it is that she's talking about. Erykah Badu talks having 3 baby daddies and marriage not being fit for her. I have a feeling we're about to read a whole bunch of cope, but let's take a look. The 51-year-old stopped by the Breakfast Club for an interview during which she admitted that she didn't plan on having children by multiple men, but that she hasn't allowed that circumstance to keep her from living a full life. Here she goes looking crazy as hell. The Baduism creator also points to the matters of the heart sometimes overpowering one's judgment in the short term, thus resulting in long-term effects such as parenthood. Let's be transparent. For my sisters out there, Badu told the co-host, we fall in love. You know, love is a chemical thing. We fall in love. Really, I think God made us fall in love just long enough to get pregnant so that we can go ahead and procreate. Badu explains. The cope here is legendary. Didn't God also create marriage? So he just wants you to get pregnant without marriage. Got it, ma'am. No wonder why the single mother rate amongst Black women is the highest in the known world, due in part to having influencers who are coping, leading them astray.
Just speaking to some of the things that I heard in the clip, her speaking about having multiple baby daddies and being able to like sidestep or completely miss that labeling that other women will end up getting. What? The label of being, promiscuous or being, irresponsible, or just any type of negative association of you as a woman, right?
That's not true. It is widely known. It is a well-known fact that Erykah Badu is crazy as hell. Yeah, this is not. I would say most people don't probably know that she's got 3 baby fathers, but now that people know, they'll have an opinion about it.
She managed to sidestep all of that, and it's very impressive. It's very eye-opening and enlightening and inspiring, right? Because I made the decision, honestly, to keep having all of my children with the same person because I did not want to be labeled that way. I did not want to be looked at a certain way, which was definitely going to be negative by having multiple baby fathers. As a Black woman, if I roll up anywhere with more than one baby daddy, it's already a bad look, especially as someone who was raised by the pastor's daughter, a very, very heavily religious Christian family.
This is not a race thing.
Is a bad look. So I've already, this is my mind before my frontal lobe fully developed by like age 35. It took a while.
What?
It took a while, y'all. Before that happened, my thought process was very different. I was thinking that, okay, I've already broken away from, the church and my upbringing there. I've already, disappointed, my indoctrination of, I should be married first. I've now had a child out of wedlock. So I determined, my brain was like, hey, what we're going to do is just have all of our children with the same man, knowing very well that man didn't even like me.
Why even have one child with him if he doesn't like you? I was about to go exceptionally in on her saying that her prefrontal cortex didn't develop till 35 years old, but just on that comment alone, I believe her. For most people, it's around the mid-20s, but for her, But let me also provide her with some quick help here. Being looked down on because you have multiple baby fathers is not just a church thing. It's not just a Black church thing. Being promiscuous or having multiple baby fathers, being loose with your womb, it could be an indicator of a high body count, and health-wise, you want to be with someone with a lower body count because you don't know what they picked up after all of these damn years. Secondly, from a psychological perspective, women are much more emotional beings, so sex with men is going to impact you a lot more emotionally than men having sex with women. So if you picked up all of these men throughout your life, or even better, you have created life with separate men, the emotional baggage will make you less capable or less competent or successfully bonding with a new man or having a stable relationship with a man. Not to mention that DNA testing is only something that's been around for like a lifetime or two. This is new technology. So a man's biology is less likely to value a promiscuous woman because at the end of the day, you don't know if little Timmy is yours. This is not societal prescriptions. This is not a culture that has gone awry. This is biology. There is not a society and never was a society on this planet that values a woman who's utilized her womb recklessly multiple times throughout her life. But you look towards an entertainer who lives in Hollyweird for your structure, for your barometer of how to conduct your life. Weird.
That man didn't even like me, but I was determined that I was going to be the best woman, right? By doing the things that the culture would dictate as making me a good woman, right? Sticking by
this is crazy.
A man
Whoa.
And having all my kids with this person. So
She's probably a lesbian now.
And thinking that was going to have a better outcome. But honestly, what I found happens, ladies, is the more that we try to contort ourselves in a culture, the less our lives are going to be comfortable, the less our lives are going to be rewarding for us if we're contorting ourselves to fit into the culture. Now, if the culture fits you, enjoy it and be comfortable there. By all means, I'm not talking down on the culture because our culture is very complicated. It's got levels to it. It's got a front and a back. It's got an A and a B side, okay? Our culture is wild. So... And that's another thing I wanted to speak to, too. I'm all full of tangents, is how Miss Badu managed to speak about culture, speak about our culture, speak about us, without putting down a single person, without talking down about a single solitary soul. Kudos. That is universal energy right there. That is universal energy right there, okay? So back to what I was saying. Hopefully I didn't forget my line of thought. But the point was, we'll find ourselves either trying to contort to fit into culture if it doesn't fit us, and then we'll find ourselves having different types of physical or mental or spiritual ailments because we're not living our best reality. We're not living our true selves, right?
These are the women that forego science and allow biological men to compete in women's sports. Flat out. There's no type of numbers, there's no type of data, there's no type of statistics that you can show them. There's no type of biology that you can teach to them to help them understand that there are basic rules to life. For example, if you want to eat a gallon of ice cream every night, what might feel good is going to end up in obesity into the future. But no, let's just live free and just bump society's prescription. It don't matter. I just want to do whatever I want because ice cream just tastes good. Discipline. What is that shit? As if the discipline to keep your leg closed as taught by your family, supplanted by the church, was bad for you. What are you, as a single mother, you want to go back to the streets now? Thanks, Erykah Badu. Your crazy ass is continuing to perpetuate the cycle of single ass, crazy ass cat shepherds into the future, baby.
Now, being a child of, being raised initially in the church and all that type of stuff, a child of the pastor's daughter, right? I did my best to toe the lines, right? I stepped outside of the culture that I was raised in, the Christian culture, right? At least that level of it. I stepped outside of that, and so I thought that to try to, redeem myself would mean towing the lines of the culture. So basically remaining tethered to the fence post and just spinning in circles around it, not really ever developing myself further, not really ever getting anywhere in life, not getting any closer to my spiritual goals, my purpose, none of that, because I'm tethering myself to something that does not suit me, that does not fit me.
What?
And instead of towing this line and living in misery, I should have cut that cord. I should have just moved entirely away from the fence post and explored what life is for myself.
In the streets. Got it.
Instead of living based off of, even loosely based off of the dogma and indoctrination that I grew up with. Now, a lot of those things, of course, they were always meant with good intention because we raise our children with good intentions. Most of us, right? The vast majority, right? So all of that was with good intention. I don't mean to say it like it was meant to hurt me in any type of way, not by the people that were passing it down. Maybe by the ones who created the system in the first place, because who does a nuclear family benefit? Really, truly, capitalism and nothing else. I'm going to say it right loud. Nuclear families only benefit capitalism. They don't benefit the people.
What in the BLM is this shit? It gets worse by the second. A woman like this is the reason that no-fault divorce is terrifying to modern men today, because she'll watch an influencer like Erykah Badu spout some bullshit on a podcast, divorce your ass, destroy the family, to go on a healing journey of figuring out for me, myself, and I, in order to justify it. Because what's your purpose anyway? Two-parent households ain't shit. You as a father is not necessary. Yet another case of single women keeping other women single. With that being said, I think that is important for all my G's out there to understand what we're up against, highlighting the current divorce rates. Black people have a 30 per 1,000 divorce rate, which is the highest amongst all races and is twice as high as our white counterparts. And I think a strong reason for this is the influences that they are exposed to. Also holding the title of the highest single parent rate at 63%. So when you have people actively preaching against two-parent households, it just saddens me.
They really don't. Some people it fits for you, and for some people it doesn't. So again, we should not be contorting ourselves to fit into boxes that are not even made for us. These boxes, they were made for capitalism. A lot of these boxes, they were made for different purposes. They were made to be able to control people, to be able to quickly label you, judge you, and put you in a place and be able to manipulate you from that place. Okay, so when we step outside of our culture, when we step outside of our upbringing and the indoctrination, that's when we're going to find ourselves. That's when we're going to start finding what's meant for us out here, right? So there's a lot of things I feel like I didn't do because I felt like it would have been shaming my culture or going against my culture. So like, I've never even dated outside my race. And I'm not racist by any means. I love everybody. But I've never even dated outside my race because of the indoctrination that I had growing up, of knowing that bringing home anybody other than a black man would have been a problem. There's a lot of things about myself that I did not explore because of the way that I was brought up. And now that I've got that good old developed prefrontal cortex or frontal lobe, I be getting them confused. It might be the same thing. You best believe I'm exploring my life. Baby, I'm exploring my life. And so this is me giving you permission as well. Little sister, explore. Step outside of the indoctrination.
Yeah, step outside, baby.
Live your best life.
Live
safely.
it.
Safely.
Yeah.
Do things with love and intention for yourself and without the intention of harm for anyone else. And you should be having
as much fun as you want.
A much better version of reality.
Eat all the ice cream that you want. Now, I will say this. Let's say if I was a father, I'd walk into my daughter's room who's listening to this bullshit, and I start ripping out goddamn computer cords. Give me this goddamn monitor back. Give me this. I kick a goddamn mud stomp hole up in her damn CPU. Now, as a young man that's still in a dating marketplace today, yeah, for sure. Yeah, let's have some fun, baby girl. Come over to my place tonight. You want to get back at your father? I got you. We can have some fun, baby girl. But you must understand, I'm not saying those things to retain you. I just want to go inside those slippery walls. You understand me? There is no long-term benefit for you besides the short-term gratification of what my strong-ass hips can do. So yeah, if you want to listen to ultra instinct liberal Erykah Badu and feel more comfortable with spreading your womb elsewhere because she has 3 baby daddies and she's not embarrassed or shamed because of it, then yeah, go on ahead, baby girl. It's just so crazy watching content like this of like women uploading content of like how they're coming to a terrible conclusion in life. You know what I'm saying? Like the equivalent for this for dudes is like if I'm watching content and at the end of the content I'm like, yeah, what's a life savings worth? You know what I'm saying? Let me just go BMF. Let me just go blow money fast. I'm spending everything. Bump my investment accounts, bump my 401k, bump shame. Shit, what the hell does debt even mean? And then I just end up homeless one day. But I got no one to blame but myself because I choose to follow or listen to someone that was spouting complete and utter cope and bullshit across the internet streets. Nevertheless, I wish this lovely young lady well through whatever choices and decisions that she makes within her life, but I pose this question off to the audience just to end off, is that, what do you think? If we had a society of people, of women, that would continue her line of thinking, do you think that it would be better for society going into the future? Or do you think we would regress more? Drop your comments down below. I want to have a conversation about this, and shit, if it goes really good, I might bring this up for a live stream so we can conduct it in a way that I think would be more solution-oriented and focused. Because at the end of the day, we all should be doing things that result off in a better life, a more happier existence, and we can't get to the bottom of these things without critique and or conversation. Guys, last but not least, for all my G's out there, join my men's self-development community. Link to it down below. We're going absolutely up there. All right, come join the Brotherhood. Click the link, beam up, and I will see you guys soon. Until next time, YouTube. Peace.
She belongs to the street.
Girl, don't hold my hand. You a mattress actress on the OnlyFans. Get your money, girl, but damn, how is that your only plan? What you gonna do when you get too old to strip and dance? Get up out your echo chamber screaming period and yes. You a low down dirty woman if you try to get knocked up by a high value man.